Elon Musk's Boring Company just unveiled its very first tunnel last night. I was there in person. I actually within a few inches of Elon for a while. I'll tell you all about the behind the scenes stuff tomorrow with some extra footage and other, some stories about what I've seen there. So that's tomorrow. But today, let's talk about the actual unveiling, because this is the first time we got to see what the Boring Company is, their product is all about. Sorry, the video is just a little bit late, but I've been driving all day. So let's talk about it right now.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric!
Welcome to E4 Electric, your #1 source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right. Whew. What an event. Just like I said, lots and lots of stuff to talk about and show you. I actually, as you can see, ended up being very close to Elon Musk. I'll tell you why I decided not to talk to him even when I had a really good opportunity, and quite a few other things. But let's talk about the hole in the wall here. This is where everything happened. And it's very interesting because it's not what we actually expected. Now, they, as of right now, it's only like a very short tunnel, but it's kind of a proof of concept. They said it's, the ride is kind of bumpy. I didn't get to go on the ride. As a matter of fact, most people there didn't go on the ride, but those like super VIPs who did said it was pretty bumpy. Unlike what we thought before, the car is actually going to be propelling itself. So therefore, it has to be all electric car. They also say it needs to be all autonomous driving car. And they're going to have wheels that are kind of get mounted on the vehicle. And they're essentially going to be just kind of guiding the car through this tunnel at speeds that are like 130, 140, 150 miles an hour. I don't know if they're going to keep the lights, I have to say. It is, though, pretty cool. So, and then basically they're going to lift you up, and just like they lowered you down to the street level, whether it's a parking lot or a street or whatever. And that's how you're going to get around, cities with a lot of traffic. I mean, I was just there, and believe me, the traffic is like killing everybody there. But the mechanism they're talking about now, these are the wheels. Now, these are not exactly the wheels they're showing here that they were on the car. I'll show you. I took a kind of a close screenshot of that. I'll show it to you tomorrow in my behind the scenes video. But that's what they're going to put on your car if you want aftermarket. They're saying they're only going to get it done for like between $200 and $300. That's kind of, I don't know. I'm sure they're either doing it at cost or even at the loss, just so you can do it, because see how they kind of have to retract down up there? I'm assuming they will have to make some space maybe in the future ones. I don't know if the current ones are going to be retroactively at least even have this, because they obviously kind of want to be mounted, so the drag is the efficiency is not worse, or at least not by much, so that it doesn't decrease the range. Now, this is not what was presented to us before, but with that said, the groundbreaking technology is really in drilling more than it is in actually the way the car is going to be moving, because Elon was pretty clear about that it's very expensive to drill these tunnels, but the way they're doing it, the technology they're using and stuff that they're learning is definitely making it cheaper and faster. And mainly because they decided, as you probably know, they take the dirt that they basically take out of the tunnels they're drilling, and then making bricks out of them. And apparently these bricks are actually better than regular bricks that you see everywhere that you can buy at Home Depot. They're selling them for cheaper than the Home Depot. So they're also going to donate some for the affordable housing, which I thought was pretty cool. And that way these tunnels go down in price significantly. So that's actually the breakthrough technology that he's talking about. There's going to be second and third generation of the drilling machines, and quite a few other technologies and then things that he came up with, because he says one thing you're drilling the hole, but another thing is you're taking the dirt out and also reinforcing the actual tunnel. So all of this is great news. Obviously, again, it's pretty much all Elon Musk is doing it, at least as far as revolutionizing is, where it will hopefully be viable, and hopefully it will fix the problem with traffic. Now, there are quite a few issues with it, obviously, like permits and the structures on top of the tunnels that are drilling. Hopefully that will be figured out. Now, this wasn't what they actually originally promised. Let me tell you what originally they promised, and that's why we were all surprised yesterday when we found out what it was actually going to be. Before that, of course, I want to mention that this show and this channel is sponsored by Climate Exchange. Only a couple of weeks left until their amazing raffle that they're going to do on the New Year's Day. They're raffling off not one, not two, but three different brand new Teslas. And you can see in the description of this video, you can buy a ticket still. It's at $250. And even if you don't win, you're still going to be donating the money to a great cause. Because this is a nonprofit organization that's moving us forward to a low carbon economy. By the way, these make really good gifts. Just in case if you're doing, shopping and you haven't figured out all of your gifts yet, this is a good one. Okay, now let's talk about what Tesla kind of promised us, or well, Elon Musk, the boring company, promised us originally, and that is one of them is these pods that will be lowered in the sleds. And will host like I think a dozen of people or so, and they'll be going back and forth as you can see. So it's going to be kind of almost like a kind of a mini bus or so. But really the technology that everyone was talking about is where you will be driving your Tesla or really any other car. You will get to this spots, whether in the parking lots and in the streets. As you can see, it will kind of get into the sled, right? So the car really needs to have nothing. It will be lowered all the way to the tunnel, and then this sled is going to be propelling the car all the way to its destination, going up to 200 miles per hour. Well, that is not going to be the case. Just like I said, what they're going to actually do is they're going to have the car drive itself, which, by the way, it's also putting miles on the car, right? In those sleds, you don't have to put miles on the car. Now you have to put miles on the car, also wear and tear and so forth. And I'm sure these wheels will also need maintenance, and it's probably going to get involved some other costs. Now, of course, the questions are, when they break down or maybe even, catch on fire, which is possible, especially if you're going on the high speeds what's going to happen? Is there like, what the safety is going to be like? What's going to happen when the car, breaks down or technology breaks down? Like, they're saying that they're going to be, lots of different cars going to be passing by very, very quickly, like 1 car per second or something like that. What happens when things break down? Because, in the beginning, I'm sure things will break down. We don't know any of that yet. But bottom line, they finally unveiled it. It's there. Now we know where it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, because I know quite a few people have been disappointed with what it is rather than what we were promised. And let me know if you think that this is really the future. This is something that we all can get behind, and this is the future of transportation. Let me know. Tomorrow, don't forget, behind the scenes video about the event. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.